Hello, my fabulous English 113 students. Shaw Online Fall 2017. Welcome to whatever week this is, week 6, September 18th to the 24th. Exciting stuff. So let's go ahead again to quickly get to where we're supposed to go. We just click on that and it takes us where we're going to go. So I'm going to hide this. We'll take a look at what's going on for week 6. So the goal is to introduce paper 1. So up to this point in time, we've been writing some essays, but now we're going to write our first full-blown paper 1. In addition, we're going to have a discussion forum on some questions posted for A Raisin in the Sun, and you'll begin to work on paper 1. So that's what the goals are for this week. Which items are due? Well, you're going to watch the lecture on paper 1, which is this video. Yeah, found the weekly video. Then you're going to participate in the discussion for Raisin in the Sun. Okay. And then you're going to submit the first draft of paper 1. So there'll be a first draft and a final draft of paper 1. So that's what's going on this week. So let's go ahead and kind of get to it. So paper 1 is found right here. So if you click paper 1, it'll download the directions for paper 1. Okay, so let's take a look at those. This is paper 1. So pretty straightforward. So you get to pick a favorite book of yours or a movie, and then using complete sentences, you're going to cover the following topics. Okay? What makes this book or movie one of your favorites? Give at least 3 examples of why it's one of your favorites. Who is your favorite character? Why? Give at least 3 examples of something they said or did which supports why you like them. And then 3, if you had to change anything about it, the book or movie you're talking about, what would it be? And why? And no, you cannot state that you wouldn't change anything. Okay. This is, again, the topic is a book or movie which is your favorite. This is not Raisin in the Sun for paper 1 here. It's you get to choose the book or movie. Okay. Now, some other things. It needs to be a minimum of 2 pages, maximum of 4 pages. Okay. It's double-spaced. Font is this. It's MLA formatting. Okay. And you don't need to put works cited, so don't worry about that. So this is kind of just, use MLA formatting, 2 to 4 pages long. Now, note, you may write this paper in first person using I statements. For example, I really liked Star Wars because it was a movie that influenced me as a young child. Okay. Do not write any of this in second person. You really liked The Fast and the Furious because of all the action. Okay, first of all, so if you write that in your paper, wait a minute. You're telling the audience, the person reading it, me, that I really liked the movie if you use a you statement, okay? You don't know that I've even seen the movie. You don't know whether I liked it or not, okay? Or you really liked it when they did. You don't know what I liked and what I don't like, so don't use you. Don't use you, use I statements, okay? Now, also write the paper as if the person who is going to read it, the paper that is, has never heard of the book or movie. Now, this is one thing that students kind of get stuck on. This is not, this paper is not a summary of the movie. It's not like, okay, in this movie this happened, then that happened, then this happened, then that happened, then this happened. No, that's a summary. This paper is not a summary, okay? But don't just assume that I've heard of this book or movie that you're talking about. Now, you have to give a little bit of background, but you're not giving a summary. You're answering these questions. Do not give a summary. Let's see if I can make that clear again. Do not do a summary, okay? But again, consider your audience. Chances are I haven't read the book or the movie or seen the movie which may be your favorites. Maybe I have, but you can't assume that. And last but not least, refer to the rubric to ensure you earn the best grade possible. Well, to do that, to look at the rubric for this paper, if you go back here, so the rough draft is due this week, and then the final draft is due next week. So to look at the rubric of how it's going to be graded, you would click on Paper 1 Final Draft, and then you click on this button right here. Now, I've already done that on another tab here so you can see it, and that pulls up the rubric. So the rubric for this paper is basically you're graded on the page length, whether you actually did double spacing and have the right font, and there's a header, so this is MLA formatting stuff and other MLA stuff. These aren't worth a lot of points, but I want to see if you can remember how to do MLA formatting. Second person, remember how I said not to use second person, like you like this. I will see how many times you use that. If you don't use the second person, you'll get full points. Audience, is this paper written as if the audience had never heard of the book or movie? Okay, so again, you get points for that. Spelling. Okay, so if I pull up your paper and there's a little red squiggly line showing that there's obvious spelling errors, we're not talking about people's names or anything like that. We're talking about obvious mistakes in spelling. And then a good portion of the paper, actually the lion's share of the paper, is did you actually answer the questions? Okay, and then a good 30% of the grade is basically grammar. Okay, because this is an English 113 class. So if you're not good at grammar, you're not good at spelling, make sure you contact the Writing Center to get help. Have someone help you look at this to help you with your paper. So this is for the eventually what you're going to be eventually graded on. But if we go back to what's going on for this week, so what will happen is that for this week, you will start working on the paper and you'll submit the first draft, and that's due by the 22nd. Okay, I will then look at your first draft, and I will then give you feedback. Okay, what worked, what didn't work. Maybe you need to work on your grammar. Did you answer the questions? Did you do more of a summary than not? And then you'll have a chance to take the feedback that I gave you to go then and write the final paper for the following week. Yeah, so there's that. In addition, this week, so we haven't lost track of Rays into the Sun. We're still going to be doing that. So there's going to be a discussion. So last week you had a chance to ask you some questions about Rays into the Sun. This week you're going to talk to your peers about it. Okay, so in the discussion board, again, so let's go ahead and click on that. So here are the questions. So, A Rays in the Sun is well known for its commentary on civil rights. The play was first published in 1959. Okay, it's now 2017. Based on your own experiences, or those you know from friends and the media, answer the following questions. What issues brought up in the play still exist today? So, in the play, it brings up several issues on civil rights. What still of those exist today? What issues brought up in the play that are no longer relevant? Is there anything that we've moved past? Or is it worse? Okay. Maybe what they talked about then has actually gotten a lot worse, or maybe it's gotten better. Okay, so then this is based on your own experiences. But again, the idea of literature is not just to entertain, but it's to talk about social issues and maybe hopefully even affect changes. Let's see if it's actually done that. Okay, so again, when you're talking about this, please give examples to back up your answers. If you say, racism still happens today. Okay, well, what are examples in the play of racism? Or, dealing with women's rights, or dealing with abortion, or whatever. Okay, so you need to, give some examples. And again, your post needs to be at least 300 words, and to get full points on this assignment, you need to respond to at least 2 other people. Again, do so respectfully. We're not always going to agree on this. When you do this, so you're going to click on Add a New Discussion Topic, okay, and then you would write my response, and then your whatever, okay, then you're going to post it. Now, people are going to have a chance to respond to you. Chances are that you're going to bring up points that they hadn't thought of, or maybe they fully agree with you, or maybe they'll try to give you a different perspective. That's the idea of having the discussion, but do so respectfully. This is a concept that a lot of folks, especially today, not just students, but people in general, is the idea that you can agree to disagree. And just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean you hate them, or that you wish them any ill will or harm. Okay, you can absolutely disagree with somebody and still be their friend and still be respectful to them, which is what is expected in this class. So there's that concept as well. Okay, so go back. So yeah, I want to leave that because I'm not going to post that one. So again, as we look at week 6, again, you're going to start working on paper 1. You're going to do the discussion, and then you're going to upload the first draft of paper 1. And these are both due. The discussion and the first draft are due by the 22nd, by 11:55. All right, so there you go. Go ahead and go get her done.